Hi everyone, Mr. Peabody here. There's a couple of ads that are actually going on in Australia at the moment, which make a lot of sense. I don't agree with this ad. Reason being is you can't have someone from another country sort of like telling you what to do. So they shouldn't have used this one. What she says is actually relevant and it makes sense. But then she attacks the government. So this is a political ploy. So let's have a listen to what she says, and you'll see what I mean.
What part of this don't you get? You've had that many testimonies and people saying what's going wrong with the aged care. We're saying it's in crisis. Why aren't you believing us? What are you going to do about it? Because I want a government that's got some guts that will take a stance on this and give us the resources we need.
We need a government with guts. Vote to make a...
Yeah, we need a government with guts. Well, once again, a New Zealander talking about a government with guts is like... you need to talk to Australians. And that doesn't really hit the point. What I would say is to the government is this is a long-stemmed problem, and they know it's a long-stemmed problem. And every government, these adverts are actually blaming Scott Morrison, and Scott Morrison has done everything that every other politician before him has done. He's kicked the can down the road. He doesn't want to know about it. He doesn't want to fix it. What did they do when they had too many students in a classroom? They had like 40 students to one teacher, and the teachers kicked up a stink and said, "Well, this is not good enough. We can't take care of 40 students," and so they changed it. You're talking about aged care. You're talking about activities of daily living for aged people. And you haven't touched this. You haven't touched it. I've worked in all these fields. I've worked in aged care. When I was doing my nursing, as in studying to be a nurse, I worked in aged care facilities for years. I know the staff ratio is shocking. And there's certain things that require a certain amount of people to do, but you don't have that certain amount of people. So I'll give you an example: hoisting someone that can't move. Hoisting someone that can't move requires 3 people. How many people do you usually have? Sometimes you get 2 people. How many people do you usually have, as in at the time? 1 person. 1 person. And I can tell you the equipment that we used to have, because I haven't been in the field for a while, but some hoists, they've got a remote. So you can use 1 person with a remote to hoist a person and guide them. But the older hoists are manual. It's like an engine jacking an engine. You pump the jack to hoist them, and if you ever hoisted an engine out of a car, you know that the engine swings. It goes side to side and bumps into things. And that's safety. Because if you hoist a person, they don't just stay stable, they swing. So for safety, if you've got 1 person jacking and the other person guiding, that's one thing. But you're talking about a harness on someone. And the reason I'm going into this is because the government does need to fix this. because staff ratios are so bad, and our aged population is only increasing. So what I would say to any government, I don't care who's in power, for one day, you are in a nursing home. Just for one day. For one day you're in a nursing home and you're not allowed to stand up. You're not allowed to feed yourself. And you see what happens. Right? I've been on the other side where I was the person feeding them. I was the person taking care of them. And I know there's no way I'd want to be in a nursing home being taken care of by other people, because the staff ratios are so bad. But I just want to put a challenge to any politician. Put yourself in the place of an aged person in a nursing home just for one day. One day, you've got to stay the whole time and see what you think. I'm going to play the second ad. This one is a little bit different, but let's go with it.
If you were to come into an aged care facility and see what I see every day, you'd be heartbroken, you'd be disgusted, and you'd want to make a change too, because our residents deserve more. Our staff deserve more, and change needs to happen. It needs to happen now.
It's disgusting that you haven't done your job, Mr. Morrison.
So, the problem I've got with these ads is like they're blaming Scott Morrison. Has Scott Morrison done anything different to any politician that's been around for the last 30, 40 years? No. So I can see this is a political thing and that the election is coming up. But as I said, to any politician on either side, put yourself in the place and see what the problem is. Because even the people that are in charge of aged care have no idea what it's like. So I'm calling bullshit on this. It's like, yeah, is Scott Morrison to blame? Scott Morrison, I don't like. Albanese, that's the other guy. He's the on the other side of politics. I can't stand him either. So I don't want either of these guys winning any elections. But the fact is, I want them to understand the topics. And these ads aren't really getting there. So put them into a nursing home and leave them there for a day. Then maybe they'll do something.